how this has happened, but in all my time of playing Football Manager, I don't think I've ever had a save as successful as this one. Maybe it's because I'm playing it on the PS5. Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer, managing Wigan Athletic, and yes, I've got them into the Championship. What? Oh, behind me! I'll just get my big head out of the way, just a second. Now, you know I'm not one for boasting. I do like to try and keep a low profile, but I'm doing such a good job here at Wigan, they've offered me a new contract. 3 years on £6,750 a week. Am I going to accept it? You bet I am. And if I get them into the Premier League, I get a 15% wage rise. I mean, what can go wrong? And while we're at it, I won Manager of the Month for Sky Bet Championship. Well, let's hope all of that doesn't put a massive spanner in the works because, as we all know, Football Manager likes to build you up and then pull the rug from under your feet and knock you down. Let's have a look at what's been going on, shall we? And just to reiterate again, if you see me looking all over the place, I've not gone doolally. I have three screens actually, but I have 2 screens now that I play the game on. The Gobby Gaffer channel, which is my other channel, I play on one screen. The PS5 is wired up to a different screen, so that's up there. So if you see me looking up there, I've not gone a bit stupid. And just before we have a look what's been going on, this is very, very nice. Top goal scorer, Charlie Kelman. Yep, he's finding the back of the net now. 9 goals in the Championship. He's up and running. Highest average rating, Steven Sessegnon with a 7.20. Most assists, again, Steven Sessegnon. He's our right wing back, so absolutely ripping up trees for us. And you know, I always said at the beginning of the season, I thought we would do okay, mid-table. Didn't think there'd be any problems. So I thought, right, we'll play 2 up top. We'll play a young striker with one of the experienced strikers. And it's working absolute treat because Tony Weston, the 20-year-old striker, it took him a while to settle in, but now he's banging the goals in. Most Player of the Match awards, Tony Weston, he's got 3. And of course, as you can see there, like I say, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I'm getting an A+ from the board. Okay, let's get stuck into some results, shall we? I think the last game that we played on camera was the Charlton game, and I got beat 3-1 in that one. But I did think once I turned the camera off, it did occur to me that if you remember, I was offered the Charlton's manager's job. Well, actually, I was offered an interview because they were after a manager, and I turned it down flat. I didn't even go for the interview because I'm here at Wigan and, you know, I'm building a bit of a team here. So I thought, no, I'll turn it down. So I think that was the game's way of saying to me, you shouldn't have turned that job down. I mean, a 3-1 loss. I mean, come on, you know, we're doing all right. And as you can see, the game afterwards, we went away to Stoke. 2-0 winning that one. Brilliant. Little friendly in there. There was an international break. And then we played Burnley at home, who at the time, I think were second. And a 2-2 draw in that one. So I was quite happy with that one because I thought the next game coming up, we're playing Leicester, top of the league. We'll get absolutely thrashed. No, think again. We won 4-2 against the top of the league. We're going great guns. Fulham away next, a 2-1 win in that one. Preston away, we got beat 3-1. So I think, well, obviously Preston, Wigan, if you know anything about the north of England, that's a massive derby up in these parts. So Preston got the bragging rights on the day, 3-1. But then we came home, played West Brom, and a nice 3-2 victory in that one, although we are shipping a few goals at the moment. So I am still tweaking things. My goalkeeper has come back, and I did put him in Hnits for the Preston game. Now, whether he wasn't fully fit and that was the reason, I don't know. So anyway, Okonkwo is backing, or was backing goal for the West Brom game, and probably will play in the next 2 games as well. So yeah, we have 2 games today. We've got Coventry at home and Swansea away. And the league table makes rather unbelievable reading, to be honest. I mean, we're in 7th place in the Championship. We were in the playoffs at one point. We have actually dropped out now, but that Preston result did us no favours. But I'm not unduly worried. We're doing absolutely brilliantly. 16 games played and 28 points on the board. and a couple of wins today, although as you can see there, one of the games is Coventry and they are in the playoff positions, but we've already beaten Leicester and got a draw against Burnley. So can we do it again? I don't know. Okay, well, nothing further to say. Let's get stuck into a couple of games, shall we? I'll see you in the dugout. And just before we start the game, I am trying to use this save and as a bit of a tutorial for anybody who's thinking of buying FM24 on the console, Xbox or PS5. Then you know, these are tutorial videos as well as being a full-blown save. And one thing that I am struggling a little bit with is the training. I keep forgetting to go in there and change the training. So basically, as you can see, this week we're doing attacking, next week we're doing defence. But I have assigned it to the assistant manager now because this circle here was getting very, very imbalanced. So the assistant manager, he's got his finger on the pulse and he's alternating it so we get that circle much more even. Because like I say, if you do it yourself, then obviously assistant managers do it now. But if you click on the actual week, particularly like next week, you can go in there and you can select. There's about 8 different categories that you can do. There's like tactical, technical, strength, possession, defending. So you can like, you know, alternate it for each different week. But I keep forgetting to go in there. I've got so carried away with the game, and the next thing you know, you're basically absolutely brilliant at tactical, but nothing else is getting trained. So I've assigned it to my assistant manager. It's a bit lazy, I know, but anyway, that's what I've done. And while we're at it as well, you know, treating this again as a little bit of a tutorial, you'll get this message at least once a year, and it tells you the best 50 players in the world. And basically what you can do, maybe not so much on this screen, but you do get the next gen as well, the top 50 next gen players. And when you get that through, these are like the WONDERKIDS that are coming through, and you can basically set your scouts to go and scout them. And some of them will be, you know, a lot of money, but there are some gems in there that you can pick up for not a lot of money. I mean, here at Wigan, we won't even be looking at this because there is no point. We don't have the money. But, you know, if you're with like an up-and-coming club, maybe they've had a tycoon takeover or something like that, you've got the money in the bank, then when the next-gen list comes up, I mean, if you're a top Premier League team or a top European team, you maybe would go in there and maybe scout. I mean, probably don't need to scout them because you would know them, but there are some gems in there, so keep an eye on that and maybe send the odd scout out here and there. And this list and the next-gen list, that's where the next gen is where the WONDERKIDS are, like I say. And if you scout them, you never know, you might pick a WONDERKID up for, say, 10 million. And to some clubs, that's, you know, that's chicken feed. 10 million for a WONDERKID, but you have to keep an eye on it. And another little tip, yeah, full of them today. And I've just noticed there that I was like skipping along, next. And I thought, oh, where are the games? If you come into the schedule, again, that's left trigger. And you get this pop out, do schedule, and it'll show you what games you've played, what the results are, and what the forthcoming games are. And as you can see there, we played West Brom on the 9th of November. We don't have a game till the 23rd of November, although we do have another game 3 days afterwards. In fact, 23rd, 26th and 30th. So the end of November is looking pretty congested. But between the 9th and the 23rd, we don't have anything. So what I always do is to keep your players nice and fresh and hopefully try and get a win in there. And this is quite good for momentum. If you've maybe had, say, a couple of losses, stick a friendly in there against a smaller team and get a win, and that can affect your dynamics, and it will raise the players' happiness. So but anyway, just for fitness purposes, because my team is looking, well, hunky-dory for, you know, like happiness and whatever. So I am going to stick and basically all you do is you just go up to arrange a friendly, and this is the next game, Coventry. But we're on the 14th. I'm going to stick a friendly in there for the 16th. come over here, choose, and let's just go for a foreign, smaller team. Young Ajax, I mean, we could go for those. Click on that. Sometimes as well, I mean, it tells you there, the fee is 15,000, but the income is 40,000. So you can make a little bit of money out of them as well. So we are going to confirm that. And as you can see there, it's a home game. It's saying the fee is 16,000, income of 40,000, and Young Ajax have accepted that friendly. So it just gives us, on that week off, it just gives us a game to go out and play, keep the players' fitness up. I mean, sometimes it can work against you, will get a player injured, but I don't like my team not playing for 2 or 3 weeks, or I don't think it works very well. So definitely stick some friendlies in there. And as you can see there, we do get the report of the game. Wigan 3, Young Ajax 1. So there were 4,800 people came to see the game. Nice little run out. We get the win, which, you know, I can't stress it enough. You know, the dynamics and the happiness and the keep your team morale high. It's really important in Football Manager. And that just keeps the momentum going. And a nice little addition there, if you can see. Player of the match, Tony Weston, again, the 20-year-old kid up front, 8.5 match rating and 2 goals. So Tony Weston, I think, is going to become a superstar. The one thing we might have to be worried about with him is teams are going to see that and they're going to start coming in with bids for him. And if he gets his head turned, we might lose him. But anyway, let's hope we don't. Okay, finally, breathe a sigh of relief. We do get to a game, and well, we're in the dugout for this game against Coventry. And just another little tip here. I think I've mentioned this before, but if you get this solid green line between players, then my understanding is that means those 2 players are playing very well together and they've got a good understanding. If you get a dotted kind of orange line, that means that they're not the best fit. They're not, which is strange because Kerr and Connolly have played most of the season. But we are getting a message there that they are not playing as well together. And if you hover over it, so it says Mark Connolly and Jason Kerr have played fairly poorly when paired and are not a good partnership in their selected roles. So, I mean, maybe we want to, I don't know, shall we change Connolly to something different? Let's change his role. Let's just make him a central defender on defensive duties and see if that cures it. So that cures it. So it's not that the players weren't playing well together as individuals, it was just their roles. So I have been playing Adebayo there, but I do like Kerr and Connolly together. We'll have to see how that one goes. But anyway, just another little tip there. It's becoming a tutorial, this one, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a Concoy in goal. Deluise is back, but I don't know whether he's suffering, you know, lack of fitness. I'm not sure, but he didn't play well against Preston. So Concoy in goal, back 4 of Pearce, Kerr, Connolly and Sessegnon. Midfield 3 of Collar, O'Reilly and Martin as the DLP. We have Randall as a shadow striker and the young kid Weston and Kelman up front. So as we saw before, Coventry are above us in the league. That's fine. You know, it's our first season in the Championship. I would like to get off to a good start in this game. Collar there playing really well. Nips in. Weston is going to chase that, but lots of endeavour, didn't win the ball. So that it is going to come back at us. I mean, if we got a point out of today's game, I'd be quite happy. We are at home, and that, you know, the way that we've been playing, potentially, you know, we could win this game. But let's see how it goes anyway. Coventry's still on the ball. If this gets slid across, that's potentially going to find the back of the net, but it doesn't do. And a ball over the top of the bar. And I think Conquo got a finger to that. Yes, he did. So Bidwell now is going to chuck a ball into the penalty area. Hopefully our big lads at the back can get ahead on that. Nacho Martin, and that comes to nothing. So gratefully received there. We don't want any highlights with Coventry sticking the ball in the back of our net. But it is all Coventry at the moment, and I'm maybe going to go to an attacking mentality, I think. I think I am just going to step it up a little bit and just say to the lads, come on, you know, we're at home. got plenty of fans in. I mean, look at the crowd. There's plenty of fans in, and they're all cheering Wigan on. We're in the Championship. I mean, if things went well for us this season, and they are going very well, I mean, we could be in the Premier League next season. That's not going to happen. But you never know, do you? You know. Anyway, pace now. So we have won the ball back, and this opening, what, 6 minutes has been Kelman, can he? Kelman's pulled it wide. Yeah, this opening 6 minutes has been very bitty from both sides. Some wayward passes, not an awful lot going on. But we had 2 shots now, nothing on target as yet. 15 minutes in, and the XG is, well, there isn't one. So Joel Randall now, so has picked up another injury. We are suffering with a few injuries at the moment. So we have had a little bit more of the game. We're getting shots, but nothing on target. Coventry now, just showing a little bit more composure than we are, and they're putting the pressure on. We just have to be strong at the back. Their keeper has come a long way for that one. Phillips now to Sheath. Bidwell on that wing. O'Hare chips the ball over the top. Godden now slides the ball at the back of the net. I don't think there's been a linesman's flag, so it looks very much like we might have gone 1-0 down, which is not ideal. But like I say, this season I'm not going to be throwing my toys out of the pram. If you've watched any of my saves, then you will know I'm quite fond of throwing my toys out of the pram if things are not going well. And we watched that goal twice there. Don't mind watching our goals, but don't like watching goals going in. So we're getting nothing on target, and I think I am going to have to tweak things a little bit. Okay, so I've moved the lines forward a little bit, and I've upped the tempo, and I've gone a little bit wider. So let's just see if that makes any difference. We do get a highlight. Connolly now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Garrity, who's just come on, and well, a bit of miscommunication there. But we do pick the ball. It's been a very scrappy game, this one, and it's a little bit unfortunate that we are one behind. But Kelman now takes that ball nicely. He just needs to slide that across. Garrity there in the back of the net. The linesman's flag stays down, and we're back on level terms. So whether those little tweaks have made the difference, I'm not sure. But we weren't getting shots on target. But this time, lovely ball over the top, finds Kelman, a first time take, slides it over, Garrity in the back of the net, and as you know from that substitution, Garrity, he's fresh legs, he's only just come on. But Tom Pearce now is injured, so we are getting quite a few injuries, and this is one of the, every year in Football Manager, there's always a thing. You know, it could be the goalkeeper throwing the ball in his own net, or, you know, corners working, you know, really, really well, or not well at all. This year, it seems to be injuries. The injuries are off the scale. Goalkeeper injuries, well, I mean, Sam Tickle, we've all seen what's happened with Sam Tickle. I just can't play him. He is back fit now, Sam Tickle, but I just can't play him because there's just no point. He'll just get injured again. And, you know, we're not getting 1 to, 4 or 5 day injuries. We're getting 4 or 5 week injuries. So we're going to have to replace Pearce with Maxwell. And I don't like my wing backs getting injured because I only have 2 for each side. But anyway, we come back again to Coventry. Coventry now building from the back with their sweeper keeper. And come on, lads, now don't get pulled out of position. I know they're playing from the back, but don't get pulled out of position. Just see now, Maxwell's just come on there, not up to the speed of the game, and that's resulted in Coventry scoring. So my left wing back there just lost his man. Ball's in the back of the net, and well, 2 minutes of time added on. Coventry now winning 2-1. So I'm going to say I'm angry with them, and we're going to deliver that team talk. Subs are going to be difficult in this game now because already used 2 for injuries. So we've had 7 shots now, only 1 on target. That was the goal, and I think that is our undoing in this game. We're just not putting the ball in the back of the net. I have tweaked things a little bit, but it doesn't seem to have made an awful lot of difference. I mean, we are on, what are we on? You know what? I'm going to go very attacking. What's the worst that can happen? So Kerr now with the ball to Maxwell. Let's hope Maxwell gets up to the speed of the game in this second half. Garrity now. Garrity plays the ball back to O'Reilly on the wing again. And that was a poor ball to Maxwell. But nice endeavour in midfield there. We do win the ball back. And we're going to need to do an awful lot of that. So we need another 2 goals. Sessignon now, the assist specialist. He's down that right-hand side to O'Reilly. Ball into the box. Garrity's there again. And that's his second goal of the game. I can't see what the linesman's doing. But the referee's backing away to the halfway line. So it looks like we have got it back to 2-2. And Garrity with 2 goals in the game. And although Sessignon wasn't directly involved in the goal, Sessignon, he drew that side and then slipped the ball inside. So we've had 8 shots, 2 on target now, and the XG has got better, 1.09. And a draw today would not be a disaster, I don't think. So we come back to another highlight now. Maxwell is taking the corners on that side. Can we make the most of this? We've hit the post. I mean, if that had gone in, we'd have gone 3-2 in the lead, and that would have been brilliant, but not to be. So Coventry with 5 shots on target, and XG of 1.54. So I'm now being told Sessignon has given everything that he's got. He's not injured, but very tired. So we've got a direct replacement for him. Claire comes on. And unfortunately, I'm now getting a message that, of course, my assistant manager's been doing quite a lot of substitutions, and I've used all my available slots up, so I can't make any more changes. But it does look like we're going to come out with a 2-2, and that's quite creditable. You know, first season in the Championship, we're up there with the best, and that is not a bad result. Like I say, Coventry are in the playoff positions and will maybe be pushing to try and see if they can get automatic promotion to the Premier League. So not a bad result. I think we are going to say we're pleased. I'm not going to be angry with them for that. If we'd have lost, they would have got a flea in their ear, but not a bad result really. And with that result, we do stay in 7th place and 29 points. So at this stage of the season, very creditable indeed. And like I say, you know, the board want us to avoid relegation. So once again, like last season, well, we're exceeding expectations with bells on. Okay, no time to rest. 3 days' time. We've got 12th place Swansea away from home. So none of these games are going to be easy. Most of these teams are, you know, well-seasoned Championship teams. So none of these games are going to be easy. We'll see you in the dugout for the Swansea game. Well, welcome to Swansea, and after all of those injuries, 1 or 2 quite nasty injuries as well, out 2 to 3 weeks, I think. Was it Randall out 2 to 3 weeks? So I've had to shuffle my bench, but I have got 1 or 2 players, Asgard and Pert Harris, coming back on fitnesses, so they probably will see some game time today. But it's a Conquo in goal, back 4 of Pearce, Kerr, Connolly and Sessignon, 3 in midfield, Collar, O'Reilly, Martin. Garrity is going to play the shadow striker today, but to expect to see, you know, a change in that position. And the young kid Weston and Kelman up front. And Swansea have lost their last 2 games. They've conceded 5 and scored none. So, I mean, going into today's game, our defence is not the greatest in the world, but it would be very nice if we could keep a clean sheet, because both teams have played them recently, have kept clean sheets, and they got beat 3-0 in one game, 2-0 in the other. So not doing particularly well at the moment, Swansea. Can we rub salt in the wounds? Let's hope we can. We do need to get a good start, and an early goal would be absolutely brilliant. But at the moment, we don't seem to be doing very much at all. So we are going to up the mentality. I like to start on positive because it gives me somewhere to go. If on positive, we score 3 goals and we're winning the game, then great. If we're not and things are not working, then it gives me somewhere to go and we can up the mentality. But we do get our first highlight after 20 minutes, and here we see now their goalkeeper Fisher. Well, I mean, what's the betting today that they'll score a couple of goals? they've not been able to do that. That's a very poor ball forward though, and Pearce picks the ball up the back. Collar to O'Reilly, go right with it, yep. Sessegnon, who's already on a yellow card, and Sessegnon there seems to run out of steam, gives the ball away. Back to their keeper. That was a little bit risky. The keeper just swung at it with his right boot. But anyway, it does get them on the move again. And Swansea now down this right-hand side. Another ball over the top that we can pick up. No, Collar's picked that one up. Weston, nice nifty little tucked ball in there to Garrity. Nacho Martin now, who's on a yellow card as well. Kelman, can he score? Oh, what a lovely goal. And that is a great shame. That has been disallowed. And what a lovely finish from Kelman. Chipped the keeper. And I don't like seeing goals like that disallowed, because a little bit of craft there was lovely to see. Okay, just under half an hour and we are back with a Swansea highlight. I mean, you kind of would expect them to turn it on in front of their own fans. But we do manage to come away with the ball. And that, what a ball from the young kid Weston. Oh my word, what a goal that was. I mean, that bears watching again. The young kid Weston, he is going to be a superstar, believe me. I mean, let's just look at this one again. Weston, watch this ball. I think it got a bit of a touch. I thought he'd actually bent that one, but I think it did get a bit of a touch and landed straight on Sessegnon's boot. Some great running there from Sessegnon. Okay, 1-0, 33 minutes, and we're back again. And at this moment in time, I don't like to, because as we know, Football Manager is always listening. But up to now, I think we can see why Swansea have not been scoring goals and have been conceding them. But anyway, let's not say it too loudly. Swansea now with the ball, it's in the back of the net. The linesman's wheeling away at the halfway line. And, well, what did I tell you? Should never open your big mouth, Gobby, because, well, they don't call me Gobby for nothing, do they? But sometimes I should learn to zip it. Okay, let's just skip that. And we're back to 1-1, and Swansea have scored their first goal in 3 games. And at the moment, they're getting a point. And that's a great shame, because that little ball from Weston, I mean, that deserved to win a game. Sessegnon now, out on that right-hand side. Connolly inside to Kerr. And they do seem to be playing better together now after a change their roles. So I'm not quite sure why I had Connolly playing as a known onto the centre-back. I must have done that in a previous setup. But anyway, we've changed it now. They do look like they can play together. We want to see that nice green linkage line now between them, which says, yep, they're playing well together, everything's hunky-dory at the back, and maybe we'll stop conceding goals. But Sessegnon now on that right-hand side, he's into the penalty area, he has a shot, this time it's a little bit wild and goes over the top. So 10 minutes to half-time, we're back with Swansea again. Cabango now, he's going to take this free kick, he plays it to Key, and the ball there to Cooper. And Cooper has evaded his marker very, very easily at the back, which is a little bit worrying. And this Swansea team now have turned it round. In the last kind of 10 minutes, they're now looking like a team who actually can put the ball in the back of the net and know what they're doing. But can we get a tackle in there? Don't kick him in the penalty area. A poor ball there to O'Reilly. Kelman, he's not on his own. He has got Weston, I think they're supporting him. But he's played the ball back sensibly. Didn't want to run into a cul-de-sac. Kelman now playing the ball down that right-hand side. Is he going to swing the ball in the box? Yes, he does. And what happens there? The keeper takes that very easily. And no pressure on the keeper, which is a bit poor. So the 2 games today, I don't think we've seen the best of this Wigan team. We are and can be a lot better than this. But Nacho Martin there, doing his kind of ball-winning midfielder role, but eventually gives the ball away. Nacho Martin again. And can we win that ball? No, we can't. Oh, my word. And that's given us a penalty. Oh, I don't believe that. and some real kind of buffoonery endeavour. I don't know what it was. We looked like we had the ball in midfield there about 4 times and still lost it. It ends up in a penalty. Control, a brilliant save, and keeps us in the game at 1-1. And well, I think that's justice, isn't it, really? Because we looked like we'd won that ball in midfield quite a few times, and in the end didn't come away with it. So that's a header out, and our centre backs there doing their job. So lots of highlights in this game. It's not been the greatest game at all. CONSOLE there picks that ball out of the air, very nice. Can we nick a winner just before half time? So CONSOLE there sees that free kick over the bar. 4 minutes of time added on. It looks like it's going to go. Yes, it is. We're going at half time 1-1. And I think we need to, well, you know me, I'm never happy with, I mean, okay, you know, if we were playing Manchester City or something, then we would say, okay, lads, you've done all right. But I think we need to start getting a bit tough, and I am going to say I'm disappointed with that. I'd like to see us get the points out of this game. Let's just have a look at the players, and we do have quite a few tired legs on the pitch. So I think we are going to bring on Pert Harris and Asgard, and we're going to bring them on in midfield. They should be able to do 45 minutes each. Let's see if those 2 players can liven up the midfield. And of course, as soon as you do that, Sessignon now slightly injured, so he's probably just taken a little bit of a knock, but as we know, we do have a direct replacement with him for him, and we bring Claire on. With only 3 shots and only the 1 on target, an XG of 0.40, we probably will do well to get a point out of this game. Swansea now, free kick lobbed into the area. It does get cleared, but not very far. Can somebody win that ball back for us and mount a counter-attack? No. We are pushing them out, but we just have to be careful of that runner. Key now throws the ball into the penalty. That should be nice and easily mopped up. Claire there to Nacho Martin. Pert Harris has just come on. As I say, he's on a fitness. Is that going to... No, it doesn't end in a goal. And that would have been a bit of a disaster for Pert Harris. It's obviously got to get match fitness again. Okay, 72 minutes, and we do have a lot of tired legs on the pitch. And I think this is the second game in 3 days now. So this is probably an indication as to why we're not performing particularly well. But anyhow, taking both strikers off, we've gone to 1 up top. Marino has come on up top, the Spanish striker, and Matt Smith has come on in midfield. He's actually after a new contract. I did offer him one, but he wanted way over what the board would allow me, so I've had to walk away from that one. And at the moment, we have got a grumpy player, but I'll maybe go back in a few weeks' time. I might try and juggle some money around. Maybe get into the January transfer window, see what we can do in there. Maybe ask the board for a bit more money, but we need to try and keep him happy. Otherwise, grumpy players, well, once they start getting a few followers, then that can lead to dressing room disharmony. Anyway, we're going to confirm those changes. Let's see if we can get a point out of this game. This episode wouldn't be a disaster, a 2-point episode. You know I like my 6-point episodes. But we have to bear in mind we're in the Championship now. So there's quite a high press on here from Swansea, but we are playing. Well, I think we think we're Manchester City. We're playing out from the back. Smith now has just come on. Can he get the reading of the game straight away? Plays a nice pass to Pert Harris, and he fires a quite worthy shot over the bar. So we come back to a free kick, about 10 minutes of the game left. Connolly there, the ball falls to him on that left-hand side, and we're now mounting a counter-attack. We're streaming forward. You need to get a ball forward to the strikers. Nacho Martin now. Nacho, we have picked quite a few yellow cards up in this game, so it's obviously been quite a tough game. And Smith there has a shot and again sails over the top. It doesn't look like we're going to score another goal. We have only had one shot on target in this game. Swansea have had much the better of the game, which is quite annoying and frustrating given their last two results. But a little ball around the corner there. Shortire now, if he gets the chance to slide this across, probably going to be in the back of the net, and it is. He slid it to Grimes, and we're now losing 2-1 with only 10 minutes to go. And I did say I didn't think we would score another goal. It looks like we're going to go down at Swansea, which, like I say, is very annoying and frustrating. And there's not an awful lot I can do now. I've used all my substitutes. Pert Harris there throws a ball in the box. Smith, the midfield player, what's he going to do with this? You need to. Oh, he's given the ball away. Okay. I mean, he gives the ball away and then just kicks the player. Oh, and that's a nice ball through. That's very similar to the Western ball, isn't it? And there we go, 3-1 down. And we are going to drop points here at Swansea. And like I say, this is very frustrating because they've not scored a goal. These 3 goals are the first goals they've scored for 3 games. This is not good, really. And I'm not enjoying this at all. Very reminiscent of the Preston game where we got beat 3-1. There's nothing I can do now. We're not going to score 2 goals in this game. Asgard there trips up over his laces, gives the ball away. Pace down that left-hand side. I mean, our players are absolutely shattered. Ball there headed away. Clare now on this side. Can he get the ball in the box? Yes, he can. The ball's in the back of the net, though. And Ben Garrity gets his 3rd goal of the season and 3rd goal in 2 games as well. So he picks the ball up, chases back to the centre circle, and, well, let's hope that the rest of the lads are with him and think that they can get this 3rd goal. And an unlikely equaliser would be brilliant. And that looks like a penalty, ref. No penalty. Okay. We know which side the ref's on, because that was definitely a penalty. Kick from behind, and I'm not sure what was going on there. Nacho Martin now picks the ball up here. Kerr, we're playing very, very high up the pitch now. We could be, we could be susceptible to a break. Oh my word, Ben Garrity. Oh, and wouldn't you know it? The linesman's flag is up. And that is going to see us drop the points. I mean, oh my word, that happens a lot in Football Manager. You think you've got an equaliser or a winner, but the linesman's flag always goes up, and we have dropped the points. And that is going to get an angry from me. Not happy with that at all. Conceding 3 goals to a team who have not been scoring goals is pretty awful. And I think I am going to have to start having a look at my defence. This is not great. And of course that result moves Swansea up the table nicely. They're in 10th place now. We're still in 8th. Very creditable. 18 games played. 29 points. So you know me. I mean, a 1-point episode. You know me. I'm not going to be happy with that. I know we're over-exceeding with bells on this season. And, well, exceeding expectations, it seems to be a thing that this Wigan team do. I don't know. Like I say, I'm very angry at the moment, but then I have to temper that with the fact that we're meant to be avoiding relegation. So actually, 8th position, we're doing okay. I just need to have a look at this defence, maybe bring DeLuise back in. Conquo didn't cover himself in glory in that game. Okay, going to do the usual now. Go and play a few games off camera, and we'll be back very shortly, and hopefully we'll still be 8th or maybe even higher. We'll see you next time.